It's super frustrating when you are really focused on growing yourself. You're doing the work and you're in a relationship with someone who is not. You might come upon this question of, if I keep doing the work and they don't do any work, what will happen to us? Like, what is our future here? And that's an uncomfortable question. It can be a really scary question if you've been in a relationship for a long time. So we'll dig into that today. I'm Stacy Rocklein, and I help people create exceptional relationships by using intentional communication. Now, when you've got two people focused on growing a relationship, they get there in different ways. They may naturally be like that. They may have had failed relationships before and they just really want to build something amazing. The relationship itself may have gone through a trauma and that has forced them into this growth space. However that happens, when you have two people doing it, what's great about that is it accelerates the process. It gets rid of the resentment that can come up when one person feels like they're trying so hard and the other person isn't. When you're both being vulnerable and you're both, really exposing yourself to growth options and growth pains, it feels like you're on equal footing and it's more fun. It feels more connected, but sometimes it just doesn't go that way. As a coach, what's awesome is I work with people who are totally growth focused. And I can't tell you how many times they've said, but the other person isn't doing anything. That creates resentment, that lack of feeling appreciated, and can, like I said, be scary if it looks like what's going to happen. What will happen if we keep on these different trajectories? Are we going to grow apart to the point where this isn't going to work anymore? So in those moments, these are the 3 recommendations that I give. Number 1, keep growing. Don't stop. Don't think to yourself, well, they aren't, so why should I? Why should I bother? This relationship is not everything. You have other relationships in your life. You will have future relationships in your life. This is your opportunity to grow. Don't stop. Don't stop. Seize that for yourself. And what will naturally happen when one person starts asking better questions and listening better and managing their triggers better, it improves the whole relationship and it inspires the other person. And they may get to the point where they're like, you know what? I need to step up my game here. And if they never get to that point, then that's okay too. You're still bringing your best self to this relationship and giving yourself the best potential for all of your other relationships. So keep doing it. And the second thing is to not force an answer if you don't have an answer. Like sometimes you have that uncomfortable thought of like, I don't know what the future holds. And then you go, I got to figure this out right now. But it's not always time for figuring it out right now. It's okay to just be in a growth pattern without an answer. It might not be the time to decide yet. You can just collect data for a while. And when you have an uncomfortable thought, don't judge yourself for it. If you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, instead of going, oh, that's a horrible thing to say. I can't believe that I just thought that. You can just go like, oh, that doesn't feel great, but I'm just going to tuck that away into my little bank of data and take notice of it. Take notice of it. It may change. It may intensify. Who knows? Right now, you can just pay attention and trust that when the answer is important, the answer will come to you. And excuse me, in the meantime, relationships are wonderful workshops for growing ourselves in a way that we can't do by ourselves, right? If you're a monk on a mountain and you never see another person for 40 days, in those 40 days, you won't be triggered by people. Relationships provide us with plenty of opportunities for being triggered and for learning and for growing. So if you're still in your relationship, there's probably still things for you to learn there. You can just wait for, if needed, if you ever do need an answer, for the answer to come when the time is right. And the last thing is to recognize that not everybody grows in the same way. Just because this couple goes to couples counseling and it really worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for this couple. Just because you reading books or watching videos or listening to podcasts really helps you doesn't mean that's the way the other person learns. Their self-reflection, their self-awareness, their growth may look different. So that being said, you don't have to do it in isolation. You can still say, hey, this is where I'm at in my growth process. Like, this is what I'm working on right now. This is what I'm trying to get better at. Just so you know, I read this book and I had this crazy breakthrough that I want to tell you about. And so when you share yourself with the person, not only are you connecting with them, but you're also, in a non-threatening way, giving them a resource or a tool or a strategy by way of your experience of it. So their process might look different, but you can still share yours. So if you're struggling in this situation, which I see people in all the time, where one person is really growth focused and the other person is not, and they're like, oh my God, what do I do about this? What do I do about this? You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Keep growing yourself. Don't worry about finding the answer. The answer will come when it's time. Just be non-judgmental about what comes up for you and respect their process. You can share yours, and that's a way for you to show up as someone who's growing and let them do it their way. Okay, if you would like to be in a community of people who are growth focused, who really care about relationships, I have a free group in Facebook called Remarkable Relationships, and it's for women only. And you'll find resources and videos and trainings and inspirations and a community there of people who are trying to grow. And so we would love for you to join us. And until next time, good luck to you. Happy relationships to you. Much love, much laughter, and much joy to you.